Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a brand new show here on CPL Radio. We're really excited to go this route. It's amazing. I can't believe we're doing this. This is so exciting. Who I've just welcomed into the room is Brenda Peterson, and I think a lot of you probably already know her, and that's good too.
Hi, peeps.
And we are Brenda, a little closer on the mic. Can you bring that just a tad?
Oh, geez.
Oh, it won't move. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, there's that too.
Is
Okay.
that good?
Yeah, actually, that's good. Yeah, just
Okay.
yeah, don't look
I
at
talk with my hands. This is going to be dangerous.
It's okay. That's all right. We won't have any major damage. So here it is, our first episode, Peep Connection. We're really kind of considering this episode 0 just because we're testing out to see how this is going to work. And it's kind of uncharted territory because there aren't a lot of broadcasts what you do. So not that I know of. I know you did some Facebook Live stuff in the past, but yeah. So can you kind of give us an overview of who you are and what this is about?
Sure. Hi, I'm Brenda Peterson. I call myself an intuitive, and that means, I say my Yahtzee cup, that means I am a psychic medium, energy worker, Reiki master, and holistic healer. So what happens when I do readings, and I talk to the peeps, which are your loved ones' ancestors, and your angels, and they give messages to help you take your next step in life. So when I have a reading, when I have a regular reading, you come over and we kind of shoot the dice. So we just shoot the Yahtzee cup of what's going to come out for you. Sometimes it is your energy. If your energy is really off, I can feel on my body what's wrong with you. And then we take the steps, or we give you information for you to take the next step in your path. Also, your loved ones come in all the time. Before I came today, we have a bunch of people that used to come on all the time when I was Facebook Living. So thanks for being here. I heard that Cindy Paulus is the first. So she was always my first whenever I went on Facebook Live. So this is just the same we talked about before. Jeff is going to be the moderator we talked about. So it's going to be interesting because I can't see your writing right now or see what you're saying, but Jeff's going to give us a heads up on that.
And we have, a lot of people here. We have Cindy Paulus and Lisa's here, and Meg is here as well. So if you guys have any questions for Brenda, you just write them in, and I will read them off to her, and we'll see where this goes. We've done some work with you before, and obviously you had a book that came out this year. Or was it last year? I guess
last year, September 2022.
Okay,
and I should have said as author too, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm an author. So just heads up too is that when I have read people before, I do get their energy right away. So some of the people, even before they sign on with me or they come for a reading, I already know something about what's going on. For instance, Cindy Paulus, who is, I thank you, ma'am. You were first on. Thank you. You were always first on for Facebook Lives. It wasn't alive until Cindy came on. So today, before you even ask a question, I got your mom in. So your mom popped into me, and I don't think I've read her before. I've seen her before, but she's saying she seriously showed me so I want you to chill. I also want you to that I have that Reiki sweep for all of you guys on YouTube. My channel is Intuitive Bren, and you can go there and do the Reiki sweep. What I want you to do right now, everybody listening, I want you to feel your feet. Think of your feet. Think of that and feel that vibration of the earth's energy. Yeah, you can. Feet, just think of it. Just think of them like touching earth, walking on grass, even though you're not. Take a breath or two there. Take a breath or two, and you can feel that vibration, and that's going to ground you. And all of those questions and all of that worry is not anything to do with that. Also, as you guys know, the one thing I tell about the solar plexus, if we get questions, we're going to get questions about that today, is that for solar plexus, that's the above your belly button. and that is your worry, woulda, coulda, shoulda thing. I want you to picture yourself on a beach in a bikini, looking smoking hot. So you can't have any worries on the beach. I want you to feel that sun, that solar energy coming in and soaking into your tummy. And that as too, you can't have your all the questions about what's going to happen going on for that. All right, Cindy, that's what I got for you on the way over. If she had a question too, but they usually leave it for the peeps. Sometimes when they call in, they'll say, "Hey, the peeps will leave it to the peeps, and they'll tell me what I need to know," because that's what we've done before.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great. We had a little audio hiccup, and that was totally my fault. But we're back and we're good, and we didn't lose too much of that. So we most of that got out, I believe. So we're good there.
I talk real fast.
That's okay. Yeah, that's all good. Meg has a question. She's wondering what should be the focus of my work. Her name is Meg Daly.
Yeah, Meg Daly, talk to me. If that's what you should do, your book should be Talk to Me. You have, as you know, the most amazing voice. And I have been mesmerized whenever you do your lives. And I really think it should be teaching, you could actually teach people how to deliver messages as well, much less the intuitive message that you've delivered all along. I think that's definitely where you should go. As you know, we've talked about this before. Meg and I have talked for a really long time about our intuitive gifts and how to share them. So Meg's voice is just like, whenever I heard Meg's voice, I just kind of just relax and sit by in the complete opposite of mine, like. So I still, and we talked about, I think at one time, like voiceovers, and I still feel like that's definitely something that you could do. Like the books on Amazon is be one of the person who reads books, because as a author, we go on there and we check out who is doing the audios and who's like in line to do that. So you just you read my book online, and then they'll hear you reading, and they'll hire you as a voiceover for their audiobooks, which I think is awesome. I just thought of that now. Cool beans.
We can do that here in the studio,
Oh, you go. There you go.
We do have that option.
Thanks, Sunshine.
Absolutely. Hey, so could you kind of review for Cindy again what you said? Because she did miss a chunk of that with my little audio hiccup. Is there any chance you can kind of just give her a quick overview of what you said again?
Yeah. So, and then also too, just real quick, and if I do anything real too personal, I always have you call me at home. Mm-hmm. My contact information is up there with Jeff. Yep. So I was talking about your mom coming in, and I have not felt your mom come in before. And she was the one, like, I'm proud of you for being the mother hen. And then today it's about you. We did have talked about different people in your life and how they're feeling, but we never really talked about you. And today is about you, about your solar plexus and the anxiety. So instead of worrying about all of the people around, I told you to go to the Intuitive Brenda site on the YouTube, and that's a free download of Reiki Sweep. Do the solar plexus. I want you to picture yourself on a beach in a bikini, looking smoking hot, and feel that warm solar energy soak into your solar plexus, which is right above your belly button. And just for a time, you're just seriously picture you're on the beach, and that there are no worries on the beach. Have a pina colada on the side. Also do the grounding work with your feet. And that's, I don't know if that cut out at that time too, is that we feel that vibration of the earth energy in our feet. We can do that at any time, and that grounds us. We feel more stable, more secure as we take our steps.
Awesome. Cool.
That
Fantastic.
one worked?
Yep.
Okay.
That one worked 100%. So,
perfect.
Cindy, hope that got in for you there. We also have a Lisa here, and I'm going to hopefully not mangle the last name. I want to say it's Leab.
Yeah, I know Lisa.
Oh, very good.
Hi, Lisa. How you doing? I knew you'd come in today. Yeah, I have news for you. And I know we've talked about this before, but a lot of things are wrapping up, like late fall and December. And it's going to be the same for Mom. And that's not it's hard for you to hear, hard for you to go through that. But it's like we have, like 3-year projecting. We knew that this was going to be a tough 3 years for Mom. You call me later about the job. I don't know if you can do that live, but call me later about the job. We'll talk later about the job, because I do feel like changing that as well. But it is going to be, how do you shore yourself up, and how do you keep your energy shored up as you keep giving out to everybody? And I want you to really, really, really take in that energy, the crown chakra, universal energy, and really, really take that and protect it. I know you take care of everybody, but it's like you need to protect you first, because if we don't keep our energy here, we're not going to be able to give out to everybody else. So I'd really like you to do that. Go on the beach with Cindy, you and Cindy on bikinis, everyone looking hot, and take in that energy to stop the worrying.
It's gonna be a lot of bikini-clad people walking around
Always,
Cedarburg today.
always. And I've always, well, my kids are 37 and 36, and it's like, that's the last time I had a bikini on. So it's like, it's been a really long time. This is bright white. We'd scare people.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you. Once again, Lisa says thank you and that she appreciates you. So
I love you too, Sunshine.
Fantastic.
She's from Kentucky, by the way.
Oh, cool. Excellent.
We went down and did a reading, surprised her with a group reading, at least at her best friend's house.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Well, again, if you're in the chat, as I used to say on the radio, 555-1212. No, all you have to do is type. All you got to do is type. I want to make sure I don't go
Sunday.
I don't want to go too FM on you here, but just type into the chat anything you'd like Brenda to consider and take a look at. And we are here for you for a while. Brenda, what? And you've covered this with us a little bit before, but when did this start for you? How did this start for you? It's really an interesting story, and I think it would be good for people to know.
Well, it's kind of a scary story, actually, because I started feeling energy when I was like about 7 years old, and I would just take my hands and like put my hands at people and send white and pink light, not knowing what that was. But whenever I would see anyone who was looked hurting to me, and I would just feel their energy, I would send that when I was 7. I also did see the peeps in my room looking out for me, but you don't know they're looking out for you when you first see these floating heads on your ceiling. This is why I want to talk about, in the future is going to be something about kids, how we're helping kids new to their experience, because we all have this. So the floating heads were in my ceiling, and I had my covers above my head.
Yeah, you definitely talk with your hands.
I do. And just I called my mom until I was like 13 years old. I shut it all off at 13, but I saw and felt people at that early age. Didn't really know, and then when I was 13, I shut it all off. Didn't want to have any part of it. 17, it came back roaring, like so thirsty for spiritual knowledge that I read everything. My girlfriend and I were doing auras back and forth. You change your emotion and your aura changes. So we'd practice that. 22 was really when I knew the voice. So I'm 62. So that's 40 years of talking with the peeps. When I heard the voice, when I swear a lot, you guys know I swear a lot.
We are a public radio outlet. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, cool.
Whatever you want.
No, I won't. I just saw my granddaughter yesterday, so I'm kind of
okay.
We'll see how long that lasts.
We don't want to lose $1 million to the swear jar right away here. Okay, very good.
No, we should have that.
Fundraiser for the station.
So my guide who brings in my messages, he came in at 22, and I basically turned around like, what the all of it. Weren't you louder? Why didn't you say clearer so I could have heard you better? And that's how it started with the readings. I saw people every single time I increased or practiced my trade, I guess you say, everything increased. So all of it increased to like the Reiki master. I did take Reiki master classes. I just like, oh, cool. There's a name to this stuff that I do with my hands. Yeah. And all of it just increased to where it is now. So it's the feeling that's the last. So it was hearing, seeing, and then feeling for me.
Sure.
I can still see in my mind's eye things for you guys, but I feel on my body, your energy and how we're going to help that. So I get to feel that. I got to say that I just had a client recently that had a relative that was shot. So I was like, oh, blunt force trauma.
Wow.
And she said it right away. And that's perfect because once it's validated, I don't have to feel it anymore. So it's been a lot of different readings since the book came out. Been doing a lot of the author talks. And what does not surprise me is that I really take the first like 15, 20 minutes of an author talk. And then I ask questions because all of you have the same things that happened to me. When someone passes and you see someone feel someone like physically sit on the side of your bed and pat your shoulder and say goodbye. That's happened to so many people. And everyone has the same gift of feeling that, of of knowing that your loved one has gone, even if you weren't in the same room, or even, you'll just know grandma from, Cleveland
Yeah.
passed,
Yeah.
and you'll get that feeling. So it's interesting. We all have it, but with the author talks being at local libraries,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm able to share it with a whole bunch of different people. So the conversation has gotten so much better. Seen a lot more people that I didn't see before,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they're always like, what's next? What's next? And what's next is the classes. So we're going to get those folks together that want to experience the new intuitive energy that they're feeling, and we can help them with their own intuition. So that's what's next. And a radio show.
There's that too.
Who
Yes, yes.
knew?
I thought we'd stop by and jump into your computers. Meg Daly has a question too. She asks, do my guides have anything to share for me?
Meg and I have read before, and there is a guide that was a friend of hers here, and it's definitely her guide, and he always comes to me as Keith Partridge. So he has bell bottoms, he's got the shaggy hair, and guess I think he was a hairdresser.
I think I love you.
Exactly. But he comes in. So the minute that Jeff said that, I saw him again. Because now he stepped into not only like close friend, and Meg does feel him too. And he's right there. Take a minute or two sometimes to get energy from the peeps. Okay. So he's coming in to basically like almost looks like a flasher. Come on, Meg, let it out. Is how he's doing that as a message for you. Like, just let it all out there. You have the experience, the intuition, the knowledge, and you basically possess that magic voice that people can really hear the message from you, because it resonates with people. It just like you right to their heart chakra. So that's what Keith, I don't remember his real name.
It was David Cassidy, I believe.
Okay. Oh, right. David. Well, I'm going to say Keith Partridge, but David Cassidy, right.
Yeah.
I was like, that's his real name. No. But yeah, he's definitely your guide, and he's like, let it all shine and get out there. You just need to get out there.
Meg mentions that it absolutely resonates what you're saying, and she said the word Paul.
Paul's his real name.
Oh,
well, we're calling him David or Keith.
Oh, I see. There we go. Yes, I was keeping it in the come on, get happy type of realm there. So, right. Very good. Patty Galoon Hansen's in here. She just wants to congratulate you on your new show on CPL Radio, and she's on our Jack Henke show in the morning. She comes by on Wednesdays. So
she's in the book.
Oh,
so if she wants to share it, but she's in the book, one of the stories is her.
Oh, interesting.
And we've talked for a really long time, and hers was one of the happy stories that I like. Excellent. If she wants me to share it, I can share it. But
we'll see what.
Thank you, Patty.
We'll see if we get clearance.
Ah, right.
So, fantastic. Well, again, if you're just joining us, and there's plenty of people here, that's for sure. Anything you'd like to talk to Brenda about? Any questions or concerns, and just a broad anything really, that's what we're here for.
And also too, we have let this happen before, is we just say, let the peeps take over. And if you just say you want to answer from the peeps what they're thinking about you, we can do that as well, and not a general question.
We got clearance from Patty.
Patty, all right.
I don't know if it's legally binding or not, but we're good.
Right. Patty hates death, hates it.
Not a fan.
Talk about swearing. So
she and I share that, actually, and we have that in common.
Me too. So Patty hates death. So if you've read the book, Marvelous Mystical Messages, Patty's in there with a red balloon, which I absolutely adore. So when she was sitting out at her dad passed a while ago, and she was pissed, ticked off that he passed. So she was sitting there talking to him, like she talked to we talked to all the loved ones who are gone, because they're not really gone. And she has a lake that's surrounded around trees, and above the tree line, a red balloon starts floating across, and then once it gets to the water, it drops down to the water level. So it scoots across the water level and stops right in front of her. So it's like really far. So she knew it was her dad, because she had just been talking like, I can't believe you left me, all that. So she runs out and grabs the red balloon. and as a message from her father.
Wow.
As I was writing this book, I went to an appointment. And I had written Patty's story before.
Yeah.
I went to an appointment. I pull into the parking lot, and it's sleeting rain and stuff. A
Sure.
red balloon is skirting across, and that's not even the book, skirting across the parking lots of this appointment. And same thing as Patty. I went and grabbed that red balloon. I'm taking that happiness like forever.
Huh.
Because it's a sign that we always get from our loved ones. Our loved ones always want to communicate. And then Patty has, furthermore, her mom just passed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's as mad at her mom as she is her dad, but she still hates death. And mom, she was downtown, coming back from downtown in traffic, like really like frustrated. I'm like, Mom, I need you. Mom, I need you. And she kind of braked, she was talking to Mom, braked quickly and in the back of a semi, and right at eye level was Mom.
Oh my gosh.
The sticker was Mom.
Wow.
So she got her message from Mom and Dad, very vocal, very much in her life, as she knows. And we've talked about this many, many times, but thanks for sharing your story. That is in the book, and one of the great stories, especially for Red Balloon. If you want happiness, what a sign of joy that they can deliver for you.
Interesting. Yeah, I know the rage. My dad passed into June, so it was
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, he lived a phenomenal life. He lived 82 years, and he had a good time. I think he had a good life, but still processing. Grief is weird. It shows up at strange times,
He's going to, so yeah, you talk about he's going to come in. So he's going to come in and kind of push you. Like a nudge, like the hip nudge kind of thing, where he's next to you. So you're going to feel a little pressure sometimes of him doing that. My father used to like tick off the back, or like, kind of like that on my back, but he's coming into the side, like standing at your side. So you guys were like friends, not just mom and dad and son. So because he's coming in as this, so it's like you're side by side equals of your relationship. Yeah. So coming in just a nudge, like he's still there. So you ask him to deliver messages at night during your dreams, because he'll communicate. The easiest way them communicate is dreams and like electricity when your lights are going off and on. Seriously, it's not a bad bulb. They're coming in to say,
I have one right now, actually.
Hey,
and that's classic.
Hang on. You have one in your house right now?
I think so. Yeah. A couple. And he'd be the type of right away with his, I better go change that right away. He would be the first to.
Don't. I have one that's like my brother, and he's passed for a couple years, and I won't change the bulb, and it doesn't come on. So it's like on an island, we have two bulbs, but once in a while when I need him, that light's on all day. And I don't touch it.
Interesting.
So the blinking on and off, that's their energy, right? We're energy, Peep, energy, spirit, energy in a body. So they can definitely communicate that way. And the first time to get a hold of you. So he's nudging. Saying hi.
He might be nudging, actually.
However you want to say
it. He would be the type who every year he would call us on daylight savings and say, "Now, did you switch your clocks?" And it's like, Dad, the phones do it themselves now. But it wouldn't.
Thank you, Dad.
Yes, thanks anyway. Of course. I mean,
Oh, maybe I'll mess with that. Set it back. What?
He would do that too. He had quite the sense of humor.
They do come back with sense of humor a lot. It's very funny.
Oh, well, then we're all in really big trouble, because my dad was a king jokester.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But anyway,
watch for those lost keys.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, no.
Did you? Have you lost them in the last 3 months, 2 months, or 1 month?
Really? 1 month. Yeah. 1 month. And actually, I found him relatively quickly. But, my goodness. It is amazing, folks. I am one of those. I am one of those skeptics who unfortunately also believes. So I have to pretend like I'm a skeptic because I'm part of that club. But then I walk away going, "Oh, this is all true." My skepticism is ill-founded.
I love them. I have a story that a gal, well, we should take callers, but a gal came in for a reading, and they came in as a group of 3. So I read one, and one was a complete skeptic, and this was a present for her. So she came in, and I kept giving her dates. There was 2 dates I kept flipping. I'm like, September, whatever. It's like the 24th and the 5th. And I would say those don't mean anything to you. So I'd go on with the reading, and I'd come back again. Like, seriously, I got to go back to the 24th and the 5th. And she's like, nope, doesn't mean anything. Nope, not at all. So, okay, reading some more. And I came back a 3rd time. Like, I need a validation so I don't have to keep coming back to it. But it's like, she's not going to say anything. But she got in the car after she left and said 24th and 5th. That's my kids' birth dates. But that doesn't mean anything. I love it. I just love it.
Wow. Clinging to that
skeptic. We're going to be a skeptic until we die.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I know she's not going to be on this radio, but one of the people that with her probably will. And hi there. But yeah, I think I love that story.
It's great. Lisa's back and she just says, have you heard from my dear friend?
A while ago, probably about 3 weeks ago. So same thing. Is this always like he's coming into like Andy, coming into have you play, too serious. Have you play, have a shot of tequila.
It's good summer
whiskey.
For tequila.
I'm sorry, whiskey, because it's Kentucky. Whiskey. I was I was told I was going to bring wine and cheese. Like, no, you got to bring whiskey. Yep, that's what he's coming for. Nothing else for I'd seen some of the first writings from when we started talking about Andy, and I still have the impression that we're not supposed to look into it. He was they don't know how he died. It's kind of mysterious, and there's like a whole bunch of things for it and in and around it. But this group of friends wanted to investigate, and they were told not to by Andy. So it's not something, but yeah, he comes in. He's always, when she goes out, he's always like leaning in the bar next to. Actually, he's between these two girls all the time, but really just like, hey, enjoy. And I think we talked a while ago. It was after we talked that after you had a reading that he came through. And if I didn't email you guys, I apologize. But yep, bringing you joy. You're supposed to go relax, have a drink, unwind. Seriously, go dance. Oh, that reminds me of, is Julie on there? Mayday.
I'm not
Her
seeing.
Her father is coming in and came in on the before.
As far as not in the comments anyway, but she can certainly be tuned in.
Okay. Yeah. It's a dancing reference too. So that's why I brought it up. But
interesting.
Lisa, have a drink on me. Send me the bill.
And me too. Well, I don't know about the bill part. I'm a librarian.
But, okay. I'll buy.
Hey, life is getting better all the time. Cindy's chiming in. She says my TV turns off and goes from regular programming to smart mode. That sounds like that. Yeah, actually, my dad, that'd be a big one too. I used to have to go every time his TV was, I was sort of the family IT guy. And so he'd call and say, my sound bar is off again.
Yep, I can't tell you how. Yeah, and I know it's user error for anything that I'm dealing with, and I have a virtual assistant now because I just can't. And then I'll get it all done and I'll lose it. There's
a lot of toys out there, a lot of trinkets, a lot of things. So
electronic, and it's just like, who's coming and stop it. Come on, just stop it. Yes. This isn't funny. Fine, it's funny.
You must be a blast. You must be a blast at Best Buy. Everything just flickering on and off. So,
oh my God.
They will not be an underwriter of the show, I fear.
I got the Geek Squad. That's how bad I am.
Oh boy.
I have the Geek Squad.
So any other, you can wind it down here for, it's a half hour here, and we, if anyone has any final things they want to reach out with, we can have Brenda take a look at that. And otherwise, I would say this is.
Let me say the one about Julie, because I got that on the.
Oh, sure, please.
Julie made a. So your dad is coming in. He is so proud of what you've done. So it went from you being his little girl to being the queen, which you are. And also, I don't want to know about the dancing thing, because he's showing me leading you dancing, not as a little girl, but like now, of like twirling you. So I'm not sure if you have a dancing thing coming up, or if it's like with something like with the modeling, if that's a dancing thing. But he's just like going to be there with you. So that's what he wanted to come in today and say, because usually you do chime in. It might be a different time for you, but I just want to let that message.
Excellent.
Those came before I came.
Excellent.
I was driving here.
It's amazing that the peeps, as you call them, are well aware that you're about to go on air. I like the fact that they're actually even dialed into to CPL radio.
They are. Well, I tell everyone that they should think about it, before we have a live. So we're getting the messages in right away, especially since people I've read before.
Yeah.
That they'll come in stronger because I have had that connection, and their peeps are. So if it's like we'll get pushy ones.
Yeah.
Like we'll get the peeps that'll come in and push. Like there was one instance where I read a guy that was completely embarrassed. It was at a party. He was at one of my talks, and I was reading this guy, and he was like, I don't want any part of this. And he was kind of trying to hide behind the person in front of him at the table. But his mother came in. So his mother, I guess, was not at all social at all in his life. And the dad always stood in first. So they came in as a pair, but the mom purposely went around the dad and stood in front of the dad to know that she is now not socially, that's not crippling her anymore, that she was in charge. And even though dad was in the lead, she was in charge now. So she wanted to come and tell him that. And he just like did not want to hear that message.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, then not always are we receptive to our parents' messages,
Peep's message. Well, they don't go away. So they're just going to keep coming in.
Yeah.
Not that, and they're pushy a lot. I mean, we're going to get messages. Like I said, you're going to be a little nudge. My father would do it to me.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm on my spiritual side.
It's, it's wow. I'm usually not speechless on the air, but occasionally I fumble around a little bit, and that's okay. And there we are. Wow. It's just new for me. I had a funny exchange this morning with one of my fellow librarians who said, what do you think ratings are going to be for this? I said, well, I can track the online ratings, but there might be other ratings as well that are a little harder to track. I guess Brenda could track those for us. So I mean, it's really something unique and different, and I'm really we're just so glad you're doing this with us.
This is great. It's gonna be a blast. So if you guys are listening, just send us information or we'll be here every Tuesday at 12.
Yep.
So just send the messages or talk to your peeps. Tell them to get a hold of me, because I do the same thing as I do before a message or before a reading. I sit down and ask the peeps what's going on. What do I need to have specifically for you? But I do that for the radio show too.
Yeah.
For the live show.
Yeah.
And then if you need to get a hold of me, all my stuff was on the information we first
I will. Yep, I will actually put that at the end when we fade out here. I'll put the information up for a minute so people can write it down. You'll have time to copy it down if you want to reach out to Brenda or even me here at the library. That's easy as well. Just Jay Messerman at cedarburglibrary.org, or if you're local, 262-375-7640, extension 207. I would love to hear from you and hear about the show and how you feel about the show, what we can do different, and this is a really, like I said, a test day. It's our first day doing this, and with most of the shows that we do on this network, by episode 5 or 6 we're streamlined, and so that's so I would ask to just give us a little breathing room while we hone the show and make it the masterpiece that we intended to be. Exactly. Maria Tate popped in at the end and said, "Hi, Brenda. Congrats on your new book and new endeavors." So
who's that?
Maria Tate.
Oh, hi, Maria.
So there we are.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, Maria. Appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who chimed in today. This was, again, first show. I had some first show jitters. Brenda must have sensed it when she walked in. She said, "Are you nervous?" I said, "Nope."
I can feel you.
It's the first time I've had it.
Go ahead. Try to lie to a psychic.
Usually
not a psychic, but usually it's the energy work. Basically, I feel that.
Yeah. Usually the producer lords over the talent. I fear this has been reversed. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm all thumbs. I'm just pushing buttons here, folks. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We hope to see you next Tuesday at noon, right on whatever platform you're watching us on. And we'll tweak things as we see fit. Thank you, Brenda. It was
Thank you, guys.
exciting and wonderful.
Thanks, Jeff.
Take care.